Hey everybody, welcome back to the Drawing Life. I am your host Ian, and today we're going to be talking about dragons. Now, if you know anything about dragons, you probably think of heat and fire and destruction. But this channel is all about stretching your imaginations, and let's just check out the weather here, over here in New York. It is currently 32 degrees. Now, it is freezingly cold out here in New York, and I am still recovering from sickness, from the flu, and as I was sorting through my Copic markers the other day, yes, I am a Copic fan, I found these. These are three shades of blue markers. These markers are their code is B with 3 zeros, B with 2 zeros, and B12. And this one particularly caught my eye. This one, look what it says. We can just focus here. Ice blue. Ice. Now, again, as I said before, if you think about dragons, you probably think about heat and fire. And sorry, I'm not focusing here. But we're going to stretch our imaginations today, and we're going to talk about ice dragons. So my idea for this video is to stretch it out over a couple of days. I'm not even going to think about completing it in like an hour. I'm going to try to spread it out over a couple of days. Now, just to give you a little bit of flashback, this is a drawing I created some time ago. I think it was July, in the midst of the heat. This is the fiery, destructive heat dragon that most of you probably have a little bit of a mindset of, but we're not gonna do that. That was back in July. That was back in the heat wave of New York City. Here it is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It is like cold out, so I'm gonna illustrate that by doing an ice dragon. That's what we're gonna do today. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a piece of Bristol board, which is the paper I like to use when I'm creating larger drawings. As I said, I'm gonna try to work as long as I can on this drawing and make it like the best drawing I've ever created on this channel. So we're going to do that. Before we get started, I'd just like to say that it will be helpful if you want to click that subscribe button and turn on a notification bell, so if you don't want to miss any of our future videos coming out every Monday and Thursday. I occasionally live stream, and I also occasionally do these fun videos where I put up a poll and let you guys choose what I do, and then we will have some fun over there. If you have any requests for what I should do in future videos, leave a comment down below. I will be sure to respond to anything you want to leave me, and I will try to make that a future video. Let's get started with today's drawing. So I started off basically by sketching roughly and very, very lightly with a Dixon Ticonderoga pencil. You don't really need that pencil, or it doesn't really matter. Sketching first quite roughly and lightly, then going on to a little bit darker, and then of course I would move on to darker, and then I would move on to the inking process, and carefully looking at reference photos to see how these dragons are constructed. The last time I did a dragon, I just roughly painted it around. Then I continued inking it the next day, and of course the pencils are the most important part, but you don't really want them, so I erased them off camera. Then I started the coloring, starting with a very light shade of blue to begin with. Then what I continued to do was I added some pink hues to the tips of the tails and the spikes in the ice, using a really, really light pink marker. Then I went onto the fire and continuously building up with darker shades of blue, and using the colorless blender to, at the end, bring everything together and blend them together. Then I continued on to color some spikes, and then went on to the most, I think, hard part of this drawing, which was the background. I used not Copic markers. I used a different brand of marker for this part of the drawing. To color in the marker, not the marker, I'm sorry, the mountain. But I colored in the mountain. Then I went on with more Copic markers to color in the sky, and I used a purple marker that I learned with this purple marker. It would gradually, after it dried out a little bit, turn a little bit more of into like a grayish purple marker. So and it would gradually turn a little bit grayish. So I knew I wanted to use this, and then I used some white color pencil to highlight the edge of the mountains to give them a little bit of highlights. And then that's how I finished this drawing, and I hope you enjoy watching it. And one more thing is that this drawing happened to be pretty cool because it worked out that when you put it out to the light, it has a pretty cool glow. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. This is probably like the biggest drawing I've ever made on biggest Copic marker drawing anyway, and I really enjoyed making this video, but it was pretty challenging, but I love the end result. And so thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this drawing. If you like this drawing, leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to like this video if you have any requests. Also leave a comment down below, and again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time on The Drawing Life.